So everybody's telling you to take it slow, and all you've really ever known is intensity. All you've ever really known when a man ends up being your man, or it ends up becoming serious, is this deep feeling of intensity. And now you are being asked to take it slow. He says he wants to take it slowly, he wants to take his time, and you're not quite sure, is this him taking his time or wasting your time? So in this video, we're going to be discussing the difference between a man taking his time, pacing the relationship in a healthy way, and wasting your time. Okay, so if you want to know how to handle this, how to know the difference between having your time wasted and a man taking his time, slowing down the pace so that deep connection can happen, keep watching this video. Okie dokie. So if a man taking it slow does not equal bad behavior. I know it's we tend to think, you know, he's not calling, he's calling when he likes, he's showing up when he likes, he's not being consistent, he's being sporadic, he's being disrespectful in the way that he's behaving, and you're not sure, should I just continue going with it, or is this taking it slow, or is this actually wasting my time? Here's the thing. We're going to talk about what taking it slow means and why it's even important to take it slow. So first, let's start with why. Why is it a healthy thing to take it slow? Because our nervous system struggles to quick, rapid, intense change is harsh on our nervous system. I'm sure you've noticed that when you have met a guy and everything has been so powerful, you spend every minute, every moment together, and you're loving the feelings, your body is pumping out that dopamine, and you are pumping out that oxytocin, you're feeling so close, so drawn into this man that you feel alive and elated, and then there's this kind of shoe falling experience when that intensity begins to pull away, and then there's this big vacuum that is created. Why does this happen? Why is it that when we have this intense bond that feels like, oh my god, it's so yummy, so delicious, why is it that something always goes wrong? It's because our nervous system is being flooded. It's too much too soon, and that's why it is so important to give your nervous system the opportunity to catch up. And this can be true in every area of life. Waking up one morning as a millionaire sounds great when you have holidays planned and clothes to buy and all the good things, but the reality of waking up with more money than you've ever had before is actually shocking to your nervous system, because it's something that has never happened to you before. And most people who win the lottery end up losing that money before the year is out, regardless of how many millions. People win lawsuits for 20 million and end up broke and back where they started. Why? Because it's never really about the relationship. It's never really about the money. It's never really about anything. It's really about the nervous system not being able to handle what is coming its way. So it's in our best interest that we actually ourselves choose a slower pace. And I know that sounds boring because we love intensity, and we feel that with that abandoned child who never felt love or felt seen finally is having all of this focus, and it's delicious. You're going to do with it what the lottery winner does with it. You are going to spend it all. You are going to sabotage the relationship. The chances of a relationship that starts off with great intensity and maintains this intensity lasting long term is very, very little, and usually it distorts our ability to really see whether this person is in fact compatible, if this person is in fact aligned to us. So I know what it's like, girls, when you're talking to a guy, he's so sexy and he's texting you every day and he's so excited because you're just like, oh my god, I love that we talk 3-4 times a day. He texts me, he calls me, he's flooding me with all of this dopamine and all of this goodness and all this yumminess. But then we really struggle when the reality comes and the masks drop and the effort stops. So it's really important that it's not just the man pacing the relationship, because it is the masculine's role to pace the relationship and for the feminine to follow, but it's also important that you figure out your tempo. It's important that you figure out what feels healthily moving forward and what feels too slow. Now, if a man is being consistent, if a man has a pattern. I was talking to a client of mine the other day, and she said, Chengi, you know, she's talking to this guy, he's really good, but he only ever texts her to make a plan. And she was like, is that something I should be worried about? Because he will text me, and every time he texts me is to make a plan, and the rest of the time he's silent. I said, that is perfect. That is a man that is dating with actual intention. He's not putting in effort that he cannot sustain long term. And number two, at the place that you are at in the relationship dynamic, he is not committed to you yet. And this is what we need to understand. A man is not going to to give boyfriend energy where he has not committed. We as women tend to give girlfriend energy where there is no commitment, because we're just caught up in this desire to be and to belong and to be in his covering and in his frame. But men don't do that. So the whole calling every day, talking every day, that is the relational and emotional progression that the man offers a woman that he wants to be in a long-term relationship with. A healthy man who is intentional about his ways and who is dating multiple people is going to set up the premise so that he is not perpetually talking to you. He's not perpetually setting up a dynamic that when the pattern breaks, things fall apart. So I said to her, this is really healthy as long as he maintains a pattern, as long as he messages you once a week and makes a plan once a week. It's not just about him showing up randomly when he's in the mood and just creating a plan. Has he got a rhythm? Is it every 2 weeks? Is it every week? Your job is to figure out the rhythm. If he is true to the rhythm, then this man is bringing about progression, because guess what? It's only a waste of time if there is no progression, but we are often looking for intensity. We're often looking for that pressure, applied pressure at full force. And yeah, it's sexy and we like it as feminine women, but we need to come off that high and realize that what really matters and what we really should be looking for is progression. What we should really be looking for is a man who shows consistency, a man who creates a pattern around us, and there seems to be a progression. So after we've been on 4 dates, we are starting to talk about things that are more meaningful, more about, that have future in mind, that are deeper, and he's asking deeper questions and is investigating. You're meeting some of his friends, he's meeting some of your friends. They're not necessarily the closest friends, but you are starting to be invited into his world in a meaningful way. And this way, that wonderful pace of progression, where by the time you get to the 3rd month, there's this sense that you are getting to know him deeper, getting to know him better. He's sharing more things. You're not consistently at this surface level, because that is when he is wasting your time. So we know that he is not wasting our time because, number 1, we are seeing progression. Number 2, we are seeing consistency in the pattern. And number 3, we are not feeling abandoned. This is really important, how you feel in your body. Now, we can feel abandoned because we are used to a level of intensity in the past that used to signal presence and closeness. And so it might be a new learning curve, because now you realize that intensity isn't necessarily chemistry, and for sure is not compatibility. It is the coming of 2 forces together and creating a magic, and that's lovely and that's beautiful. And sometimes that intensity is a sign that there's something actually wrong with the connection. Now that you have become aware of this, now that you're aware that intensity isn't necessarily chemistry, neither is it compatibility, you're now in a position to say, okay, if I take the need for intensity out, am I seeing this consistency? Am I feeling seen? Am I feeling heard? Am I feeling understood? Am I feeling like when he is present, he is absolutely present and invested? Now, for you taking it slow as the feminine in the relationship, you take it slow by not giving away sexual access before it matches his emotional access. The emotional access he gives you should mirror the sexual access that he gives you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you when that should be, because I understand that not everybody shares my value system. But what I do want to say to you is this: the emotional gatekeeper, which is the masculine, is at his safest to you as the feminine when he has made a commitment, and that commitment is backed by action. The highest commitment a man can make to a woman is marriage. Through marriage, he is showing you through action, legally, emotionally, spiritually, that he is invested in you, and that when you are sexual with him, he will cover, he will protect your feelings, your life, and anything that comes out of your womb. However, some of us don't have the discipline or desire to wait till marriage. I would still say wait until you have that commitment. It's your job to handle the pace of the sexual access. That is your job. And so your job is to observe his patterns, see how you feel in your body. Is he being consistent? And your job is to be consistent with how much sexual access you give to him. If he is being platonic in the way that he's pursuing you, then there's no need to hold hands and kiss and do all the things. Always make sure that the sexual access is proportional to the emotional investment that the man is giving. The next thing that we know that this is going slow and not wasting our time is that we don't go for massive dates. So for instance, it's not smart for a man to say to you, right, I'm going to take you away on a 3rd date or 4th date. This is moving too fast. This is an example of what intensity feels like, and how so many of us can get deceived into thinking that because there's intensity, there is love. Because there's intensity, he's choosing me for a relationship. A man can have great intensity with you, even get you pregnant, and still not want to commit to you, and still not want to choose you. So when we are talking about going away together on the 4th date, on the 2nd date, and I've heard this, I've had clients who've gone away with a client on the 1st date. He's been working in another city, and he says, hey, why don't you come over? I'll pay for your flight, I'll pay for your hotel, and you can come for a 1st date. And this, ladies, is just completely unacceptable. This is moving too fast. A man that is moving at a healthy pace, who is taking it slow with you, is going to incrementally increase his investment. The 1st date is going to be sensible. The 2nd date is going to be an escalation. The 3rd date is going to be an escalation, and is going to continue to escalate, even if it's in different things in different places, but it's escalating in the effort that he is putting in planning the dates. This is a healthy, slow pace. Anything that calls too much, anything that asks too soon for something, that's when he is not pacing it at a healthy, slow pace, which the nervous system needs to feel safe and secure, so that you don't sabotage the connection. Last but absolutely not least, we know that it is slow because the escalation, again, is slow. He is not escalating sexually. He's not escalating emotionally too soon. He is allowing himself to get to know you. He's allowing himself to ask the right questions. He's allowing himself to build up the sexual and emotional attraction to you. This is how you know that you are going slow and not having your time wasted. If he is random, if he is spontaneous, if the effort is worse than last week, today he planned dinner, tomorrow he expects you to go to his house for Netflix and chill. If things are going in reverse in terms of his investment and effort, if he doesn't seem interested in asking you about you and getting to know you deeply, if he isn't creating patterns around you, this is all very intentional. This is a man who is wasting your time. And I know that it might feel tempting to sit around and say, oh, we're going slow, when in the heart of heart, you know that this is a waste of time. So my darling, this is how you know if a man is going slow in a healthy way that will calm your nervous system and allow you to fall for him in a healthy way, and when he is wasting your time and telling you or giving the impression that he wants to take it slowly. I hope that this video was helpful, and I'll see you on my next one. In the meantime, do take care. Love you lots.